Hello Army around the world. Welcome back to the channel, where we always keep you updated on everything related to BTS, and of course our favorite members. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click that red button below and turn on the notification bell because you don't want to miss bombshell news like what we're going to discuss today. Okay, so today we're going to talk about something that literally left me speechless when I first heard about it. You know that BTS is preparing for their highly anticipated comeback on March 20th, 2026, right? Well, the latest news that's circulating and making the entire fandom go crazy is a statement from one of the producers involved in this BTS comeback album. And that statement is about who? Yes, ParkJimin. The producer openly praised Jimin's vocals with very powerful words, saying, "Jimin exceeded expectations." Guys, this isn't just any ordinary compliment, this is recognition from a professional who has worked with countless artists in the music industry. So stay tuned, because we're going to dissect what really happened behind the scenes in the recording studio and why this producer was so amazed by Jimin's vocals. Before we dive deeper into the discussion, drop in the comments, who here is super impatient to hear Jimin's vocals on the comeback album? And for those watching videos on this channel for the first time, don't forget to like this video if you enjoy the discussion. So let's start with the context first. As we all know, the recording of the BTS album for the 2026 comeback was completed in November 2025. Jimin himself announced this and made ARMY worldwide excited beyond belief. Imagine, after almost 4 years of hiatus due to military obligations, our boys are finally coming back with a new album that's set to bring a completely different color and vibe from previous albums. And this is where Jimin's role becomes very crucial. According to sources close to the production process, the producer working on this album initially had high expectations for all BTS members, especially for the vocal line. I mean, we all know that BTS isn't just any group, they've proven their quality time and time again. But apparently, what Jimin showed in the recording studio was beyond what anyone could imagine. The producer said that when Jimin started recording his vocal parts, the atmosphere in the studio immediately changed. Everyone who was there, from the sound engineer to fellow members who happened to be present, everyone fell silent and was mesmerized. What makes this praise even more meaningful is the fact that this isn't the first time this producer has worked with big artists. He already has an impressive portfolio, having worked with numerous K-pop groups and solo artists. So when someone with that much experience says that Jimin exceeded expectations, that really means something significant. This isn't just a compliment given for diplomacy or courtesy. This is genuine recognition from someone who truly understands music and vocals. The producer's experience spans over 2 decades in the music industry, working with both Korean and international artists. He's been part of projects that have topped charts globally and has earned multiple awards for his production work. When someone with this caliber of experience and expertise takes notice of an artist's abilities and publicly praises them, it carries immense weight. It's not just about being polite or maintaining industry relationships. It's about genuine artistic appreciation and recognition of exceptional talent when you encounter it. So what exactly makes Jimin's vocals on this album so special that the producer would comment like that? Let's break it down one by one. First, we need to understand that Jimin has gone through a very transformative journey. After completing his military service in June 2025, Jimin returned with mental and physical condition that's far stronger. Military service isn't just about serving the country, but also about discipline, mental toughness, and self-reflection. And all those experiences are clearly reflected in the way Jimin approaches his vocals on this new album. The producer specifically mentioned that the emotional depth Jimin brings to every line he sings is extraordinary. He said that when Jimin sings, it's not just about hitting the right notes or showing off technical skills. There's something deeper than that. There's emotion, there's storytelling, there's a connection that immediately makes anyone who hears it feel something. And this is a quality that's very rare even among professional singers. Many singers are technically perfect but fail to create an emotional connection with their listeners. But Jimin, he has both the technical excellence and emotional authenticity. What's even more interesting, this producer also revealed that Jimin showed an outstanding level of professionalism during the recording process. We all know that Jimin is a perfectionist. He won't be satisfied with results that are just good enough. He always wants to give the absolute best. And in the recording studio for this comeback album, his perfectionist nature really shines through. The producer said that Jimin would re-record the same part multiple times, not because there was anything technically wrong, but because he felt a certain emotional nuance hadn't been fully captured yet. This level of dedication and attention to detail is what makes the results extraordinary. The producer also mentioned Jimin's vocal versatility, which is truly impressive. In one album, there are various genres and styles that BTS has to tackle, and Jimin showed that he can adapt to all of them seamlessly. From emotional ballads to energetic upbeat tracks, from soft falsetto to powerful belting, Jimin handled everything with an ease that amazed people in the studio. This isn't easy, guys. To be able to switch between different vocal styles while maintaining consistency and quality requires tremendous skill and control. One moment specifically mentioned by the producer was when Jimin recorded a high note for one of the tracks on the album. According to the story, that high note was technically very challenging, even for experienced vocalists. The note required sustained power at the upper end of Jimin's range while maintaining clarity and emotional resonance. Many vocalists might be able to hit the note, but doing so while keeping the tone beautiful and the delivery emotionally compelling is another matter entirely. But Jimin not only nailed it, he delivered it with such clarity and power that everyone in the studio literally got goosebumps. The producer said that moment was one of the highlights of the entire recording process. And what's more amazing, Jimin hit that high note with seeming effortlessness, as if it was the most natural thing for him. That's the sign of a truly exceptional vocalist. What's also interesting is how Jimin collaborated with the producer during the creative process. The producer revealed that Jimin didn't just come to the studio to sing what's written. He was actively involved in the creative process, giving input about arrangement, phrasing, and interpretation of those songs. He has a clear artistic vision about how he wants to deliver each song, and he communicates that vision very articulately. This shows artistic maturity that's rare, especially in an industry where artists often just follow what the producer says. The producer shared an anecdote about how Jimin suggested a different melodic approach for one of the songs. Initially, the melody was written one way, but Jimin felt that a slight modification would better serve the emotional arc of the lyrics. The producer was initially skeptical, but decided to try Jimin's suggestion. The result was so much better that they ended up using Jimin's version. This kind of creative contribution shows that Jimin isn't just a performer, he's a complete artist who understands music on a deep level and can contribute meaningfully to the creative process. The collaboration between Jimin and Jungkook also became a topic the producer touched upon. We know that Jimin and Jungkook worked closely to improve their vocals together, and their chemistry in the studio was apparently magical. The producer said that when these two vocalists combine their voices, the harmony created is absolutely beautiful. They complement each other perfectly, and their vocal blend creates a sound that's unique and instantly recognizable. This is a very valuable asset for BTS, having two vocalists who can work together so harmoniously while each maintaining their distinctive color. Another aspect that was praised was Jimin's work ethic. The recording process for an album this big is obviously demanding, requiring long hours in the studio, countless takes, and strong physical and mental stamina. But the producer said that Jimin never complained, never showed signs of exhaustion, and always maintained a positive attitude throughout the process. He always came prepared, always gave his 100%, and always pushed himself to deliver nothing but the best. This kind of professionalism and dedication is what makes him respected not just by fans, but also by everyone in the industry who has ever worked with him. The producer shared that there were days when recording sessions would go late into the night, sometimes past midnight. While other members might take breaks or call it a day, Jimin would insist on continuing if he felt they hadn't yet captured the perfect take. His commitment to excellence wasn't just about his own performance either. He would stay in the studio even when it was other members' turn to record, offering support and encouragement. This kind of teamwork and dedication creates a positive atmosphere that elevates everyone's performance. The producer also touched upon the technical improvements that Jimin demonstrated. As Jimin himself once revealed, he spent time working on fundamentals, going back to basics, and building a stronger foundation for his vocals. And that effort clearly paid off. The producer noticed significant improvement in breath control, pitch accuracy, tone consistency, and overall vocal stability. These might sound like technical jargon, but these are fundamental aspects that separate good singers from great singers. And Jimin has clearly leveled up in all these aspects. Specifically, the producer mentioned that Jimin's breath support has become remarkably strong. This allows him to sustain notes longer, maintain power throughout phrases, and execute complex vocal runs with precision. His pitch accuracy, which was already good, has become even more refined, allowing him to hit notes dead center consistently. And his tone, which has always been distinctive and beautiful, now has even more colors and textures that he can access at will. These technical improvements, combined with his natural musicality and emotional intelligence, make him a truly formidable vocalist. What makes this producer's praise even more meaningful is its timing. This isn't a statement made long after the fact. This is a fresh impression from someone who literally just finished working with Jimin. This is raw, honest feedback from a professional who's still in awe of what he witnessed. And when someone in that position takes the time to publicly praise an artist, that speaks volumes about the quality and impact of that artist. We also need to acknowledge the bigger context here. BTS's 2026 comeback is probably one of the most anticipated music releases in K-pop history. The pressure is immense, the expectations are through the roof, and the eyes of the world are on them. In a situation like this, to be able to perform at such a high level and even exceed expectations, that requires not just talent, but also mental strength, confidence, and unwavering belief in one's own abilities. And Jimin clearly has all of that. The producer's praise also highlights something important about Jimin's growth as an artist. We've watched Jimin evolve over the years, from his debut days to now. With each comeback, with each album, we've seen him push boundaries and challenge himself. But this comeback, this album, seems to represent a new peak in his artistic journey. The combination of his natural talent, years of experience, dedicated practice, and the maturity gained from his life experiences including military service, has culminated in what the producer describes as vocals that exceed expectations. It's worth noting that producers in the music industry hear thousands of voices. They work with talented artists day in and day out. For someone like that to be genuinely impressed and moved by what they hear, the artist must have delivered something truly exceptional. And that's exactly what Jimin did. He didn't just meet the high standards expected of him, he surpassed them. He didn't just deliver competent vocal performances, he created moments of magic that will stay with listeners long after the song ends. The producer also hinted at specific moments in the album where Jimin's vocals will particularly stand out. While he couldn't reveal too much due to confidentiality, he suggested that there are tracks where Jimin takes center stage vocally, and those moments are going to be unforgettable. He mentioned that there's a particular ballad where Jimin's emotional delivery will move people to tears. There's an upbeat track where his vocal agility and energy will amaze listeners. And there are harmonies and ad-libs throughout the album that showcase his technical prowess and creative interpretation. What's beautiful about all this is that it validates what ARMY has always known and believed about Jimin. We've always recognized his incredible talent, his beautiful voice, his emotional depth, and his dedication to his craft. But having that recognition come from industry professionals, from people who work with artists every single day, adds another layer of validation. It shows that Jimin's talent isn't just appreciated by fans who love him, but is also recognized and respected by experts in the field. The impact of this producer's praise extends beyond just Jimin's individual recognition. It also reflects positively on BTS as a group and on the K-pop industry as a whole. When international producers work with K-pop artists and come away genuinely impressed by the level of talent and professionalism, it helps break down remaining barriers and stereotypes. It shows that K-pop artists aren't just manufactured products, but genuine artists with real talent, dedication, and artistic vision. Furthermore, the producer's comments give us insight into what we can expect from the album. If Jimin's vocals alone are enough to exceed the expectations of a seasoned producer, imagine what the complete album will be like. With all 7 members bringing their A-game, with top-notch production, and with the synergy that only BTS can create, this comeback album has the potential to be truly legendary. The fact that they've been working on this for so long, refining every detail, ensuring every element is perfect, suggests that they're aiming for nothing less than a masterpiece. The producer concluded his statement by saying that ARMY should be incredibly excited for this album, especially for the parts featuring Jimin's vocals. He said that what Jimin has delivered will surprise even the most devoted fans. There are moments in the album that will make people cry, there are moments that will give goosebumps, and there are moments that will make people fall in love with Jimin's voice all over again. This is a bold statement, but coming from someone who's actually heard the final product, this gives us so much confidence and excitement for March 20th. So guys, that's the complete discussion about the producer's praise for Jimin's vocals on the BTS 2026 comeback album. From emotional depth, technical excellence, professional attitude, creative input, to collaborative spirit, Jimin has proven once again why he is one of the best vocalists not just in BTS, but in the entire K-pop industry. The producer's statement that Jimin exceeded expectations isn't excessive hype, it's genuine recognition from someone who knows exactly what he's talking about. And what's most exciting, we'll all be able to hear the results of Jimin's hard work very soon. March 20th, 2026 is just around the corner, and I personally cannot wait to experience this album and specifically to hear Jimin's vocals that are apparently gonna blow our minds. Mark your calendars, ARMY. Prepare your tissues, and get ready for an album that might just be BTS's best work yet. This comeback represents more than just new music. It represents the culmination of years of growth, both individual and collective. It represents the reunion of 7 artists who have been on separate journeys but are now coming back together, each bringing new experiences and insights. And if the producer's praise of Jimin is any indication, each member has used their time away to level up in their own way. The result is going to be something truly special. Okay, ARMY, that's it for today's video. If you're excited about this news, smash that like button. Share this video with fellow ARMYs who need to know about this amazing news. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the latest updates. Drop in the comments what your expectations are for Jimin's vocals on the new album. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep supporting BTS. See you in the next video. Borahi.